Good day. This is REGFNHOWARD, Raw, talking about Kambo. 3 years ago, I'm searching around, looking for a way to soothe my nerves. If you know about numerology, you know that 11 life path has a difficult time controlling their stream of energy. I'm a triple generator, and I'm climbing down the backside of the tree. So this is what I learned, for all that's worth. A lot of energy. So 3 years ago, I already spent 2 years doing mudra, yoga, deep body breathing, learning a little bit of Tai Chi, getting into a little bit of Qigong. I'm eating right, or eating better than I was, aware of what certain foods do, certain chemicals in the foods do. Changed my water, don't have fluoride in it, don't use fluoride toothpaste, had gotten rid of my microwave, and I still had nerves, shaky nerves. Empath or not, I still gotta deal with the population, right? I did if I want to be functional. So 3 years ago, I started looking for a way that I could possibly accomplish that, better than I was managing. I'm like a magnet. I seem to pick up everything when I go out in the public, and it's really a juggling act. I do it, but I'd like to make it a lot easier because it's really hard on the body when you're spiritually sensitive. So we're looking online for a solution. I see this frog, Kambo. I was looking at ayahuasca, looking at the ceremonies, looking at the information with the Kambo. And I said, you know what? It's fascinating how that little frog right there can do so many different things to so many different people. It was like that Forrest Gump movie where, he says life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Well, the tree frog was kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when you take Kambo, you don't know what you're going to get. The medicine reacts different on everybody. One person is not going to have the same response as the person sitting next to them. I thought that was absolutely fascinating. And so, I had hope in the Kambo. But guess what? I live in a culture where stuff like that don't fly, And if you can't get out there and calm your nerves and do your own thing to produce your own revenue, you're subject to the king. King is the one holding the keys to the bank. So I found myself looking at Kambo with limited resources, not just for finances, but for room in my reality. That's basically what it was. Is there room in reality for Kambo? 3 years ago, she asked. And 3 years later, Kambo said yes. Funny story. There wasn't room in my reality because it was non-traditional medicine. Even though life is supposed to be like a box of chocolates and you never know what you're going to get, we're subject to the same thing day after day after day. So I was going to get my Kambo. This is Gina Brat, for goodness sake. That's my email address, Gina Brat, for 20 years now. Gina Brat. An aspect of me that, when put in the right place, can benefit. Like when you want Kambo and you're persistent. After being called a witch, over my non-traditional medicine choice. And after years of eating right, and the results of showing how my meditation and mudra and reflexology and using my frequencies and stuff, and water therapy, and all the little things that I was doing, we could go on and on. How they benefit and they pay off. So all this spooky hoo hoo ha ha stuff that I was getting complaints and stink eye over, people were now seeing the benefits of. So 3 years later was actually at least 5 for me, because I was 2 years in and still being called silly and crazy and evil, until I realized it was just the evil that they put over top of all our sciences that are here to help us balance out this mess, like our health and our finances. So, after 3 years of listening to people say that they wanted something different in their reality, which was the same thing every day, than I wanted, which was something different, culturally different, I got the Kambo. My husband needed to be cleaned out. And after giving him the information, the research information over and over, and him researching it and talking to friends who are also familiar with non-traditional medicine, telling him that it was probably a good idea and that it wasn't such a wackadoo, we made an appointment. And so, a Facebook brother called his Facebook brother, who happens to be a shaman, and he took his little buggy over to my home, which was a miracle, because I had tried making appointments before, but it just seems like Connecticut is in the middle of nowhere. I'm in a Bermuda Triangle. I swear I feel like the only conscious person here on this level that talks about these types of things. I want to give myself a hug. But everybody's in New York, or the closest maybe Hartford or Bridgeport, not close by, and I don't drive. So it was a really big feat for moi, okay, to get to the areas where they were having the Kambo ceremonies. Even with the bus, you could get to the state, you could get to the city, but not able to get to the rural area within the city, So that wasn't going to work. So anyway, he comes to my house. Beautiful. Now I don't even have to worry about getting there. So that was another miracle that happened. So we're sitting here in the house. Not only is it a miracle that I can get the Kambo, that my husband's taken the Kambo, that all the heebie-jeebie rules stuff is broken, and then I'm standing in the presence of our awakening, our new stuff that we have, that we give each other, is in my living room. Okay, the suggestion of the tree frog, Kambo. And so my husband gets it done, and he's having such a hard time. Shaman is singing. He's throwing up and throwing up and throwing up. It's really bad. In and out of the bathroom. And I'm starting to get nervous, thinking maybe this wasn't such a good idea. I've been acting like a, like a superhero, running around here like, yay, I've done it. We finally got here. I've got my Kambo, and now the Kambo is here. And now I'm thinking, oh, shoot. This don't look like it's a happy thing. This is some serious stuff. And I think I lost that in translation there for a second. I was like, oh boy, that too was going to be me. So then it was my turn. And he burned the Kambo into my lower back, into my lower backbone in a circle, because that's the way I wanted it, for maximum benefits on my tailbone, to help with my Kundalini energy, And wow, My husband got the cleanse and everything, and he got the purge, and I too purged. I mean, I threw up and everything. I got 5 dots. He got 5 dots. Wow, but everything like, all right, let me try to explain this to you. Things snapped into place. The stuff I'd only been contemplating and kind of feeling my way around, I've been getting confirmation on regarding the ancestors and my ancestry bloodline. I know that I know. And all of it's corresponding with the numerology and the time. But when something is so phenomenal, you're like, yeah, but no. Yeah, but no. Can't be. And when I took the Kambo, even after I got confirmation, because what the formula that I use when I don't believe my own progress, or I don't believe my own numerology, February 2nd, 1969, is the Groundhog's Day, and that has a secret. It's encoded, and that encoding is part of the prophecy of the Aquarius, and the triple black goddess. And so when you're looking at this and your birth date lands on it, you may be like, no. Even if you get confirmation. But before I even got confirmation, and I was just weird in my own mind and hurt and programmed coming out of it, and I had walked into the resistance, I learned to use this formula. And that was by looking at the awesomeness of my brothers and sisters. So I would pick the most awesome ones. And I would say something like, if Seven Bomer could exist, then I too am real. Because his birth date is this and that and the other. And he's a real person. And he's doing that and has had these experiences. So I too am real. And if Phil Valentine can be awesome, and if Dr. Francis Scott Wesley can be awesome, and if Dr. Blair is awesome, if they're awesome, then I too can be awesome. And so it would be like I would fix this thing like these dots. And I would say in my mind when I got lost and my life seemed too much of a movie, too much not to be real, even though it was real, what was manifesting is real, that I had to hold my place in reality, that not admitting that you're awesome is just as bad as saying that you're awesome and you're not. Like, too much ego is just as bad as not claiming your freaking ego and your awesomeness. So I had to keep telling myself, if A is true and B is true, then C is also true. Now remember this formula. If she can be awesome and he can be awesome, and that's true when I see them, and they believe in the same things that I believe in, and I've taken a similar path even though it's not the same. If I'm looking at them and they're real, then I too am real. Because my stuff is lining up too. Gosh darn it. If A is true and B is true, then C is also true. And I'm the pivotal point on C. And you stick. That's the space that the Kambo locked. And so even though I knew and I had confirmations, I knew that I knew. But now I know that I know that I know. Spiritually, something shifted inside my space, inside my heart, inside my mind, and it's like, ain't no taking it back, ain't no going to sleep. There's no, yeah, you're freaking just as awesome as my sister Cindy, Magasin, and Lewis and Algarez. I know I'm murdering people's names, but Infinite Waters, Diving Deep with Ralph Smart, and I'm just happy to be here. And the Kambo was like all that stuff that happened to you that seemed like you would never be here, that you would never amount to anything, where they tried to break you and feed you that illusion, where you ate all the programming, is gone now. You can never go to sleep again. You're real. And so now it's about personal development and about allowing the truth, allowing the love, allowing myself to be loved, allowing myself to be awesome, allowing myself to sit in this truth in the same way that I watched you all sit in yours. So when I purged, that's what I got, along with a whole bunch of pimples from the stuff coming out of my head and my eyes and my ears and, my nose. I want to do the Kambo again. And I'm still adjusting to be able to find words for the pictures that came in my mind. So please excuse me for not having a better interpretation for you. But I mean, it was just pure awesomeness. It was like being welcomed home. And I just saw this picture snap into a grid, like this Lego, just this snap, pop. Even talking about it, I feel the shift, like bringing it, like speaking it. It was already there, so I'm just owning it and allowing it to come to me without fear or lessening the awesomeness of this. And I don't know what it's going to bring, but I'm not paying attention to any of the delusions that I've been fed as a child, which made me not want to even try to look or claim myself. And now that we're looking, and now that we're here, this is REGFNHOWARD, Siren Buddha Medicine, talking about the triple black goddess who took the frog medicine. And she's very grateful. Very grateful to have you out there being just as goofy and awesome and truthful and loving. Much love to you. All is self. Wholeness and well-balanced vibrations. Keep being awesome. Keep being true. Good day. This is REGFNHOWARD, Siren Buddha Medicine. And I want to talk to you about my Kambo experience. Kambo is called frog medicine. And it comes from a little green frog. From a tree in the forest. And they climb these trees. And they have no natural enemy at all. Because if you try to eat them, they're poisonous. And even snakes will spit them back out. But within this frog, that naturally cohabitates with everything and doesn't have to worry about being eaten, it brings with it the magic, or kind of like the message from the tree. Or at least that's what it seems like to me. I had my Kambo burned into a circle in my mid-lower back, right above my tailbone, or right on it. Why do I like Kambo? Why do I want to tell you this story? Well, it starts out with me looking for a way to calm my nerves. See, anybody who knows about numerology and knows about Life Path 11 knows that we have a difficult time controlling our energy. Try doing that, climbing up the backside of the tree. And always knowing that everything is upside down and backwards when it pertains to you. Not just everybody, but directly to you. The rule breaker, where nothing makes sense. So you're searching online for a way to calm your nerves because nothing is making sense and nothing's working. And you have all this energy. The more you learn and the more you try to control your chakras, the more it seems like Your environment won't control your energy. So you've went through a lot of other paths like psych meds to calm your nerves, Klonopins and Xanax, and they may have told you that you're bipolar, or they might have told you that you have depression. What's depression? Not liking what life is dealing or what you're given life. So you don't like what you're getting back or don't like what you're seeing because we don't realize the rules. And with all this in mind, looking at remedies, looking at reflexology and acupuncture eventually, looking at mudra and yoga and deep breathing. And every day looking at diet and how choices correspond to the calm feeling that you're seeking to have inside, just the peace within yourself. And the more you dig into why that peace isn't there, it seems to spirals out into looking for something that isn't there in the city. Obviously, there's no little tree frogs here. But that was just my state of mind when I was searching, just to give you a feeling or an aura, a sensation of what I was going through. And so I came across this little tree frog, and I researched it, and I found out that people use the Kambo to help them with issues like after chemotherapy, for cancer treatments, for nervous conditions, because it works on the central nervous system, and it also can change pathways in the brain. I mean, what really was fascinating about researching Kambo is that you never know what you're going to get, like the Forrest Gump, like the part in the movie where life is like a box of chocolates. And that's the way I looked at Kambo when it was coming to me. Like, I don't know what I'm going to get. I'm going to spend my money. I'm going to go through this event that's different culturally than anything that I've experienced, which I really want. And I had to fight to get here because in my cultural setting, it's all witchcraft, and I share it with others. I share my setting with others. So my reality is not theirs. So you have to fight for your reality and fight for your beliefs sometimes. And it's not as easy as some people would think it would be. So here we were, finally able to get Kambo. So I'm researching it. Well, this is before I was able to get it. I'm researching it, and I found it fascinating that I knew it was gonna do different things for different people. So I'm wondering, like, what is it gonna bring me? And in the fuss for my reality, wanting to have this tree frog come to me into my world, where it's considered witchcraft in my husband's world, we had this spiritual personal struggle. And so it took about 3 years actually for me to convince him that this tree frog was going to benefit him at all, to where 3 years later, after researching it, he also wanted to go through the Kambo ceremony. Talk about fascinating. The way I got there was through holding my ground every day with the way that I eat, with the way that I think, with the things that I research, and incorporating roots and herbs and reflexology and yoga and deep body breathing and mudra and dance and crafts, arts and crafts and things into our daily life, and incorporating them as I do them, like introducing them to my teenage daughters and my husband over the years. And even though they didn't find value in it, or it was too far-fetched. I was called a witch or strange or crazy, or the things that I was learning or were told irrelevant. Over time, the proof is in the pudding, and you could see the relevance of the things that we learn, that we research, that we are drawn to with good intent. Like, it wasn't just my intent to heal myself, it's my intent to better my life and to show how these simple things can improve our life, have improved my life. And I've got a lot of victories that I haven't even spoke on, you know. It's just all how you look at things. There's better, there's best, and there's better than it was before, you know. And there's what you hope for. So the tree frog was what I hoped for at the time. And it came to me. And so we set up our appointment, and the man came to our house, and I was all excited. Oh my gosh. And so, not knowing what to expect, but we knew that this was going to bring an internal purge. Like, you know, it's going to purge your body. That's the one benefit that you're going to get from this frog, is you're going to be able to purge your liver or your kidneys. You're going to be able to purge your body out, you know, and you throw up. So he comes over and he gives my husband the Kambo. He puts it on his arm, and he goes that he's in excruciating pain, and he's singing while my husband is purging, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my turn is next. And the fear kicked in because I'm watching him, and I'm watching how difficult his purge is. And it didn't dawn on me that even the purge is different for everyone, not just the medicine or the benefits of the medicine, right? So now it's my turn. And my husband's finished, and he starts to narrate me. Oh, it's going to come, it's going to come. And I'm like, can you please just not narrate me right now and let me have my spiritual experience that I'm sharing with you? And the thought is in my mind, right? The angel and the demon. The demon was like, it took me 3 years to get here. I know you're not going to be talking to me the whole time that I do this. But I was grateful. And so I took my medicine. I had it burned into my lower back, which a shaman, Romeo, Roman let me know that it was going to be more sensitive there because of where I was putting it, on my lower back tailbone. But I didn't mind because that's where I envisioned having it. I wanted maximum benefit on my kundalini, on that tailbone, that I've been having such a problem with doing the kundalini yoga and stuff like that. You feel so many sensations with the awakening. So, I mean, I was targeting that area for a purpose. So, I'm waiting for all this stuff that I saw my husband go through, and it didn't come. It was like this peace came over me, and in my mind, I saw my gates that I was struggling with bringing into reality. Like, it's one thing to perceive something in your mind that other people can't, and it's another thing for it to snap into place. Like, you know what you know, what's deeper than confirmation. It's a strange place. But I saw it in my mind's eye, shift into place and lock, where I didn't have to worry about it anymore, and I knew that my family was coming to me, and that all things pertaining to February 2nd, 1969, Groundhog's Day, would be unveiled, and that all those spaces in time that have been erased, and many of the secrets are going to come into light. And I saw this, and like, I saw how there was room going to be made for this, because I just needed to be settled with who and what I am, and that it's okay, that this is our time, and that it's not a fantasy, it's not a whimsical idea, And in the same way that I was imagining the tree frog 3 years earlier, that it might possibly help me from my cultural perspective in the world, that too was a fanciful phenomenon at the time. But with perseverance and research and concentration, because that's what I concentrated on, often on not every day, but I kept going back to it. Like, could this help? Could this help? Could this help me? Could this be another thing that I need to bring me through? And I have to say that since the Kambo and this spiritual experience that I had, where it more like spiritually gave me credibility in the realms. Like I saw the weight and the credibility of spirit in the realms. And I saw a lot of gifts and a lot of organizing that needs to be done that I felt overwhelmed with, but I know that I'll have family to help me, that we're a puzzle and I don't have to worry about it all. That's when it snapped into place. I saw that, like, you're not alone in this awesomeness. There's somebody else there waiting, you know what I'm saying, to organize this, you know? There's somebody else there that can, if you got B, somebody else has C, somebody else has Z, somebody else has F, you know? Somebody got G and H. We're all doing our job from our different perspectives and our different lifestyles. But there's one thing that we have in common, and that is our intent, our heart's intent. There's a different kind of heart's intent that's tying in certain individuals to this particular grid of knowing medicine, of the real insight and abilities. Anyway, I'm looking forward to meeting my brothers and sisters. This was my Kambo experience. I might do this over again because I'm still kind of skittish about speaking about, stuff that's going on with me. Still have this picture in my mind of what it's supposed to look like versus what it is. But that's what it was. It was pure awesomeness. I felt this peace over me. My family talked to me. I envisioned who I am and what I'm here to do. And there was a peace over me. And yes, I threw up in the bucket. But I didn't go through, it didn't really hurt as bad as I didn't go through the same experience at all. And he didn't have the same experience either. Spiritually, it wasn't comparable. So I'm looking forward to doing the Kambo again. I'll let you know what happens next time. I have had progress. I've been less uncomfortable with myself and more able to share and organize my thoughts. Been more daring about letting you know what's going on in my mind and being myself and letting it just flow. I appreciate it. It's a very humbling place to be, But here we are, nevertheless, being the medicine. Much love to you. All is self. Get some Kambo. REGFNHOWARD, Siren Buddha Medicine. All right, so we know in this matrix, there's times when you ain't gonna get what you want right away. You might have your eye on something, and you may feel like that's it, that might be it, but you're not sure. You don't know. You know that you know because you've done the research and you have this feeling, but you don't know that you know till you know. You know what I'm saying? And you get it. And then you really, really feel it and you see it, you've experienced it. And then you know that you knew that you knew that you knew. You know what I'm saying? You will when you get there. You know, if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, you will know later. Trust me. So that's what this is all about, is sometimes you got to just use your intent and make sure that it's right. You know, what? It's just so simple. I want to heal myself and the people around me. I want to show how this stuff has a validity, how it has practical application, how it's not heebie-jeebie and spooky. And the greater truth to that is how we could have so much more good stuff if there wasn't all these false constructs and stuff built on our minds about them. A simple little frog and a simple little ceremony that brought such cleansing and introspect to our lives. It brought health, bottom line, and it brought a story with it. And that's the power of the tree, like the hopes and dreams. Like you can hope and you dream for stuff. And then you're breathing, oh man, I wish I had that. I wish I had this. Oh, I wish I had that. And that air is going up into the atmosphere, into the trees. And they hear us with every sigh, with every dream. The ideas are going on the airways, just drifting, drifting. And with that hope, you know what I'm saying? Through that paper money that's made through the hopes and dreams that the trees get from our carbon dioxide that it's eating, and we're breathing in the air that it's giving. This is one aspect of it. When they make paper money out of it, you know, that's a form of deferment. But with this tree frog, you're getting it all. It's all spiritual. It's all magic. It just gives it to you, you know? So, I said that to say, hold your ground, even if it's just a little thing. Even if it's just a little frog and a little idea, it might take you a long way. And even if it means nothing to anybody else, if it means something to you that you feel like it's going to make you whole, you go for it. Because not only did I bring healing to myself, but my husband is doing well too, and he enjoyed the experience with the tree frog. He enjoyed the Kambo. And boy, what a story. How something can travel from an idea in your mind and manifest itself with determination and the right intent into a good thing into your life. So, with all the things that I concentrated on that didn't manifest what I wanted them to or anything joyful, this is one thing that I can say I manifested deliberately that brought me much joy and a story to give to you. So basically that's what I wanted to say. I got out of my Kambo experience that was worth the most value, is being able to see how we can actually do that through correspondence and universal law, and through wanting to heal, you know, through the group, you know, through other people sharing their experiences and their research on this heals, this helps. And through that intent, I got it. It became a group intent. And so here we are. Much love to you. Siren Buddha Medicine. REGFNHOWARD. All is so.